Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Carlos, the Grand Geek Geezer, and I've been collecting comics since 1973, and I have a large comic collection, and love talking about this stuff. So, unfortunately, today though, we lost a legend, an underrated legend in my mind, actually. Sal Buscema, Sal Buscema. I'm not sure. I hear videos, people pronounce his name different ways. I mean, no disrespect, because I think the guy was just great. I thought he was awesome. You know, as an older fan, it just really sucks, right? Because you lose these creators that mean so much to you because they brought you joy, right? With their stories and or their work, they bring you joy, and and then they're gone. I mean, I know he hasn't worked or anything like that in a while because he's an older gentleman. Had a nice life, lived a good goal age, but yeah, it's always sad. But it's not to be sad. I want to talk about things that the effect that he had on me as a collector. Even though I never met him, I wish I did. I never did, but he still had an effect on me. Growing up, just his work, these stories. I mean, this is a little before my time as far as reading goes, but I mean, what a debut! He inks his brother John. He does his inks on this classic cover, on this classic series. This is like, if you pick iconic covers or best covers of all time, this still, done in the late 60s, this still stands the test of time. If only some guys today could even draw like this, right? I mean, it's amazing. So that's why I'm just saying he's always been underrated in my estimation. But but I don't really want to talk about that. As you can see, I'm a huge Captain America fan, and like the first issue of Cap I read was this bad boy, right? Cap 165, the yellow claw, excuse me, rather, and it's also my first exposure to Sal's work. And you know something, I just found this very powerful. I mean, there goes Cap there, and he's really looked like he's really hitting the crap out of that giant spider. And then you got the claw and looking over the city. And even then, as a kid, I got it. It's sort of like he's looking at I don't know, the screen TV or some video or some type of stuff, but it just looks more imposing when you do it like that. And you got the typical Sal Buscema, the lines and the lines around the nose with the eyes. Oh man, it's just powerful for me, and exciting, and I want to go in and man, could he do a fight scene? This is from that same issue, and it's just awesome. I mean, that blow to Cap's head, I mean, that really looks like it hurts. He's standing over him, but then, as you see in the third panel, man, Cap takes a swing right back at him. Plow! I love the sound effects too. I mean, it's all how they tell you how punching is in the hips. It's in the hips, man. Look at him turn all the way around. This just blew my mind away. When I first read it, excuse me. And then of course this last panel, the Sal punch. And this sound effect is boom. Man, he was so famous for ending fights like that. I mean, and he just knew when to do it. And he choreographed the fight, and it goes, and then it just climaxes with that punch that throws the hero or the villain off of their feet and across the room, across the wall. It was exciting. He's a little collage of stuff, and you gotta love his sound effects. Fafum. How do you pronounce that? It was the Hulk punching him out. It was Cap hitting Spidey, and sometimes even he drilled them just a little bit off the panel. You see that, see Zemo's hand there a little bit. It's just awesome. And these are not even some of my favorite ones, because he knew how to stage a fight. This is one of my favorite ones here. He's fighting the fake Cap, the Cap from the communist hating Cap. I mean, man, I love it. Puts the waist and it falls over that. I just love it. And pacing is everything too. There's a story, Hulk versus Captain Marvel, and it's like late 70s. And there's this, I think it's either a lull in the battle or before the battle starts. Hulk just lost Jarella, and he's cradling her, and Cap comes up to him, Captain Marvel, supposed to put his hand on him, saying, "Hey, sorry, boy. It's so sad you lost your girl." And this is Hulk's response. Now, Kahoom and Yelp, I have no idea, but it was so powerful. It broke such a quiet, gentle scene. Again, Sal would just blow me away. It was just so much fun. He'd take you on an adventure, and he could draw everybody and anybody. The Defenders, the Avengers, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. He did a lot of Spider-Man team-ups. He did a lot of Marvel 2-in-1s. So he just drew every single guy. Here's another cool one from when the Avengers were on. There was a crossover between the Avengers and supervillain team-up. And the Avengers were divided, and they were getting their ass kicked between Doctor Doom and Namor and the Tumor. And you got this guy here, and you get the double whammy here with Wonder Man and Vision. And just look at the swing again, the swing in the hips. God, he's just awesome. Oh, I'd be remiss though, as a Cap fan. Something that Sal always did that I never really understood. He always put all this black around Cap's, the front of Cap's head, and his chest. And it's always black with the light blue, which I never stood by his light blue. If Cap's costume was to represent the American flag, it should be like navy. But, coloring in the 70s, the technology, I guess they couldn't do it. Anyway, so he put the black, he still take a shot at Commie Cap. He always put the black is always there. But you know what? It worked. I love the look of it. It worked so much for me. And so that's a beginning thing with me with Sal. Another thing of Sal's career I like to talk about is this guy here, Rom Space Knight. Now, this was a time where Bill Mantlo got the idea. He was playing with these toys, I think with his son was the Micronauts and stuff, and he convinced Marvel to make Micronauts. And then I guess the same thing happened with Rom. And Sal he didn't do the first cover, Frank Miller did, but he did draw the first issue. And can you imagine just taking something like this? Look how bulky and goofy he looks. And Sal did this with him. I mean, he looks like a hero, but it's goofy, right? They used to call him Toaster Head I think in the bullpen, and he has like mittens for hands. But Sal would make him look intimidating. This is a cover that he actually did. They make him intimidating. He looked strong. He added weight to the character. And then for a character that had no facial features, you could see then when he wants to punctuate an emotional scene or something like that, Rom's eyes will light up brighter. It was really a difficult thing, and I think it's underrated. You should definitely. I mean, they just released an omnibus, and it's omnibus is gonna be a little pricey. So if it's out of your price range, go to the dollar bins and get these Rom issues. In fact, after Rom, he did a nice spectacular Spider-Man run. Well, this is you're not gonna find this in a dollar bin, but he did this cover. But he did like about over 100 issues or so, and then even inked 2 of the issues that he didn't draw. And it was a nice run between and writers with Roger Stern, Peter David, Jerry Conway. He really started hitting his stride, and it showed on his covers. I love this cover he did of Carnage, and my God, could he draw a Green Goblin? Something about the line and the wickedness he just captured. It always got your money's worth. He always took me away into the Marvel universe. Sitting right there. I definitely had like it definitely inspired me to draw a little bit because I wanted to be a Marvel artist when I draw it. So I only have like a little ounce of talent. I always wanted to be a Marvel artist. And this is like this picture here, this splash page from Hub 206 is like one of the first pictures I try to emulate. So what I would do is I wouldn't trace the image, but I would just get my blank piece of paper and I would just try to copy, what they did. And on my green construction paper, this was the one that I did. In fact, this guy here even inspired that little beginning of that little purple creature come out here on my cast. Anyway, so I don't know. I was moved. So I haven't drawn in a while. So here's my little tribute here to Sal. Thanks for the fun. Thanks for the memories. Oh man, sorry I never got a chance to shake your hand and let you know how much you entertained me and how much joy you brought into my life. But there we go. That's our pal Sal. Anyway, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you like, click and subscribe. If you like it. I'm also part of the Diamond Geezers. We talk New York baseball. And I will see you guys later.